This is the Horse Radio Network. This is episode 48 of the Stable Scoop Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network. The Cowgirls Meet the Geek. Please support our sponsors as they make this show possible. Equestrian Collections brings the whole universe of equestrian shopping to your fingertips. Visit them at equestriancollections.com. And also Easy Signs Online, the #1 farm sign company in the United States. Order online at easysignsonline.com.
Welcome to the Stable Scoop, with weekly shows delivered right to you. With Helena and Glenn the Geek, live from the stable, it's every week. They'll bring you the news through hail or high water, while using their tails as their own fly swatters. So sit on down and laugh till you poop, cause it's time again for the Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop. The Stable Scoop. Stable Scoop.
This is Glenn the Geek from the Stable Scoop Radio Show.
This is Danielle Hayes.
This is Missy Enru.
And this is Katie Prescott, the Three Glamigas from Cowgirl Life Radio.
I didn't think it would be this difficult to hang out with three cowgirls.
You know what? We like to give challenges along the way. That's part of our personality.
We should tell everybody we've been trying to get this recording started for about 30 minutes now, and we finally, I think, have it to the point where we can actually do a show.
Yay!
Perfect.
Well, welcome to the Horse Radio Network, guys, and I'm so glad we're actually doing a joint show today of the Stable Scoop Radio Show and your show, which you do, Cowgirl Life Radio. And you know,
Yes.
I have to tell you this story, though, real quick. I told my wife that I was going to be on with three cowgirls today.
Oh,
And
I bet she was thrilled.
Yeah, she was absolutely thrilled, especially seeing it's our 21st anniversary today. So,
Happy anniversary!
well, thank you. I said, well, you have to work, so I'm hanging out with the cowgirls today.
Hey, we're fun people to hang out with, I think. At least the three of us like each other.
We should explain that Helena, my co-host, my normal co-host, who Danielle has been on with before, she is off on vacation this week, actually house shopping. So she took the week off, and I was going, who fun could we get on as co-host this week? And I found three.
That's
You
three
lucky,
of us.
lucky man.
Three glamorous, beautiful cowgirls. I am the luckiest guy in the world here. Well, Danielle,
that.
you were on our show a couple weeks ago for the Twitter episode, and you had a whole 4 minutes to talk to us. And we had so much fun. I said, we have to get you back sometime. And then this opening came up, and we just couldn't resist.
I'm
So,
so excited to be here.
well, tell us first about Cowgirl Life Radio and how that came to be and where you are and how our listeners can listen to you.
Okay, well, Cowgirl Life Radio was actually the, sequel to my initial site, which is HopeCowgirl.com. And it was started because I worked with Katie Prescott, who's on here with us, on actually a mommy radio show. And we knew that didn't really work. We both are not the traditional moms, so we weren't really good at the mom radio show. And I'm like, we knew we wanted to work together. We totally knew it. And Hope Cowgirl was growing so quickly that the idea was born to make Cowgirl Life Radio, which is actually you can listen to on blogtalkradio.com /Cowgirl Life Radio. And we actually air 3 times a week for an hour.
You guys are crazy.
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
we all just like to talk a lot.
Yeah, I could tell. That's just nuts. I thought I did a lot of shows.
But, it kind of, Hope Cowgirl grew way faster than I ever dreamed it would be. And the funny thing is, Missy, who's one of our business partners now, was actually my very first advertiser. And Katie and I met through doing the mom, website thing. And it just kind of turned in, I don't know, I guess fate stepped in and brought us all together, and there was this amazing friendship that was born, and through that, I found like the perfect business partners. I couldn't ask for better people to work with, and we pretty much wanted to talk about the cowgirl life, and it doesn't matter if you ride English or Western or endurance or anything. If you have horses or even think you want to have a horse, you're a different breed. We're not like people who have just one little golden retriever in their yard.
Right.
Right. Horse people.
We're
horse
addicted.
People are a whole different. Yeah. Yeah, we have addictive personalities.
That's true, and we're all just a little bit nuts. That helps too.
A little
That
bit.
helps a
You're
lot.
being really nice about it. We're all more than a little bit nuts.
Well, let me ask you. I've been, we only had 4 minutes the last time, so I couldn't ask you much. It's actually HAUTE, Hote, cowgirl.com. What the heck is a Hote?
Haute is like high fashion. When you hear like haute couture, it's like high fashion, really, fabulous, gorgeous fashion. And the reason I started it was because I think everybody assumed that if you lived in the country or if you had horses and that was your life, that you must just run around like chewing on a piece of wheat, wearing, really bad clothing and drinking natty light. I wanted to show that there was a glamorous side to, being a horse girl. It's not just, cowgirls. It's being a horse girl. I know, tons of girls who ride dressage because that's what I grew up riding, who did make some fashion statements when they head out into the barn.
Well,
and I wanted to kind of showcase that.
And you're all stay-at-home moms, right? Am I right about that?
Yeah.
That's just great. I think that's fantastic, by the way. And Katie, I got to ask you, now you started this whole thing with Danielle. You have 7 kids?
Yes, I do.
Oh, wow. How do you have time for radio 3 times a week? And do you have horses too?
No, and that's why I have time.
Katie's a rookie cowgirl.
I actually am. I am the rookie cowgirl. I'm the only one who does not live on a ranch and does not have horses. Yet, when I met Danielle, we just instantaneously clicked so that no matter what her project idea was, I probably would have followed her along with it, even if it was like, I don't know, hunting vampires or something. I would have been right along there with her because her vision and her energy was just such an inspiration. And the more we talked, the more we connected on a deeper level. We have the same kind of values. And I know with Missy too, that's the driving force that connects us all and keeps us going. So yes, I do have a lot of kids, but this is something that I do for myself to keep me sane, to make me a happier mommy.
Well, now you have 7. That's your own. You have your own stable. You really do have a whole barn full.
Yes.
How old are they? What are the ages range?
My oldest is 10 and my youngest is 3.
Oh my goodness! So you have a lot of little kids in the house.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I
It's a
can't.
different kind of farm.
for school.
I can't even imagine. That's just something else. Now, and so Danielle, what part of the country do you live in?
I live in Winlock, Washington right now. I'm originally from Great Falls, Montana, and we are actually moving back to Hamilton, Montana in about a month and a half. And I live in a little tiny area right out, it's probably about an hour away from Olympia, which is the capital. And my husband trains out of 2 barns down here.
Now, what's your husband do? What's he do?
My husband is a cutting horse trainer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I married a Sarah, the dressage diva, and went for a cowboy.
Oh, is that right? You were dressage before?
Yeah, my mom's a dressage rider, and I grew up riding dressage, and she told me the whole time growing up never to marry a horse trainer, and what did I do?
Well, you know what's funny, I think, about that, too, is it sort of fits because dressage divas tend to want to dress well as opposed to eventers. So then you're going into this, you're going into this cowgirl fashion thing. It all sort of fits.
It really
Absolutely.
fit. I always loved fashion, and what's funny is my mom we call her the Burberry Queen, because she has like a little Burberry plaid, and her, schoolmaster has a Burberry sheet, and they all match, and believe it or not, cowgirls do the same thing. It doesn't matter what discipline, the women and their horses we like to accessorize.
That's right. Well, now, Missy, you're also a mother of 2, right?
That's correct. I have a girl that's 5 and a boy that is 3.
And do you have horses?
We have 1 horse, and she's the pride and joy of our little girl right now.
Oh, cool. And you live in Oklahoma. I mean, there are no cowgirls in Oklahoma at all.
Oh, absolutely not. Right now, all the cowgirls are having to stay inside because this weather has been insanely hot.
Yeah. We've been lucky here in Kentucky. It has just been a beautiful summer. It's just, other than a little rainy, it's been gorgeous. We've been in the 70s and 80s every day, and you guys have been getting all the heat.
Yes, we've had a few of those 116 days that were not very enjoyable.
Well, you can keep it. We'll keep enjoying our nice weather down here in Kentucky. So you actually have a business too. You're in the jewelry business, right?
Yes, I have a jewelry line that's Bayou Jewelry, and that is where Silver Steer started, which is what brought me into contact with Danielle. She had asked me to advertise with Hope Cowgirl, and I jumped on it immediately and have loved it ever since. And obviously, when they offered me the chance to become part of Western Glamour Media, I could not pass it up.
I'm going to have to get Danielle to sell advertising for me. It sounds like she's pretty good at it.
Yeah, but then she'll bring them on as business partners too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, well, Missy, now
Give them jobs. The thing is, like, oh, you sent me money. Well, hey, I have a like tip for you.
Yeah, and you have to see how trusting she is, because I don't know if you realize this, but none of us have ever met in person.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's all about the contracts.
I'm a contract girl.
Well, we actually, I never see my co-hosts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them now, and never see them. The magic of Skype and the internet, you don't have to anymore.
That's right.
Exactly.
I have to tell you, though, we did something fun yesterday that you guys would like. One of the things we're getting to do a lot more of here at the Horse Radio Network with all the different shows is actually do on-site recordings. So yesterday,
We're so jealous.
oh yeah, yesterday we got to the Kentucky Horse Park had the grand opening of their new indoor arena for the World Equestrian Games next year, and we were over there and we actually recorded a show from the new indoor, and that was a lot of fun.
We're
wow.
jealous.
Yeah, that was a good time. That was, one of the things I have to say is I'm very lucky living in Lexington, Kentucky. It is the horse capital of the world.
Lexington is a beautiful area. I've actually been there. I lived actually in North Carolina for a while, and Lexington is amazing. You're very lucky. And what we love is that you have a completely different discipline from any of us. So you have to tell us what you do, because I saw a picture. I went and read your bio today, and you have like this gorgeous horse in your picture. And then I found out you did a Renaissance fair, which I'm going to show my geeky side. I don't think my partners know. I'm addicted to Renaissance fairs.
Oh, is that right?
What?
Yeah, I am. Sorry, Katie. Missy, I didn't tell you. I wanted you guys to still think I was cool.
Well, I'll tell you what. I
do
think you're cool. I'll think you're cool. Actually, I met my wife 21, 22, 23 years ago now at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. Yeah, I was an actor, and I was working as the town crier because I was the loudest one. That's the reason I got that gig.
I'm shocked.
And then my wife was the pickle wench. So
I want to be a pickle wench. I want a teacher that says pickle wench. Oh my God.
So the town crier and the pickle wench got together that year, and then I formed my own acting company called the Medieval Feasting Guild, and we did. There were 18 of us in the company. We did private corporate feasts, medieval feasts,
fun.
and we did that for 10 years. We did 450 shows.
Oh my gosh.
Over 10. I played the king, and I tell everybody I still miss people bowing to me since we stopped doing that. I kind of miss that, but no,
The wives don't seem to bow down quite as well, do they?
No. It's funny because my wife played the queen. She hated that role. She would rather if she got the opportunity, she played the wench every time because it was just more fun for her. She had a lot more leeway for behavior, and she said it was no fun being the queen of this particular king. So I don't know what that meant, but
You know what? I'm thinking all three of us would much rather be the wench than the queen, too. Even though I think we have queen-like attitudes sometimes. I'm sure Missy and Katie will, if I wasn't on air, would be like, oh, Danielle thinks she's the queen quite a bit.
I do have to say the wenches had a lot more fun.
Well, yeah. hit the cocktails more. I'm right there with them.
I just like the costumes. I think I'd like the wench costumes better. They seem a little more comfortable and trendy.
Well, you're not wearing much, so it's pretty comfortable, I guess.
Exactly.
It was, Pennsylvania gets hot too, and we'd be out there in the summer in our wool costumes, just dying. It would get really hot. And of course, if you're playing like Town Cry or royalty characters, you're in layers. And it did get hot. Pennsylvania actually now is I think the second largest Renaissance fair in the country. They get up to 40 to 50,000 people a day.
Oh my gosh.
It's huge. It's like 150 acres of Renaissance fair. It is enormous. It's a town. It's actually a town now. It's like you're walking through a town.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, their jousts are pretty good there too. They have a lot of horses on the grounds. They hire a jousting company for the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, but they do have. I'm trying to relate this back to horses here, guys.
It's okay. I'm fascinated.
So, I've never talked about this on the air before. So, look what the Cowgirls get out of me here. Well, we'll be right back with the Cowgirls from Cowgirl Life Radio in just one moment. First, I'd like to speak a little bit about our friends at Equestrian Collections. Equestrian Collections brings the whole universe of equestrian shopping to your fingertips. Any given day, they have over $100 million of products for you to choose from. And right now, they have their big semi-annual tent sale extravaganza going on their website at equestriancollections.com. They have all kinds of things on sale, from clothing to tack to grooming supplies, whatever you want. It's probably on sale in their tent. Just go to their website on the homepage there and click on the tent. This lasts through the end of July, so check that out at their tent sale at equestriancollections.com. They truly do put the whole universe of equestrian shopping at your fingertips at a price you can afford. So next time you're going out to buy something for yourself or for your horse, check out Equestrian Collections first at equestriancollections.com. And now back to the Cowgirls. I hated doing this show, I have to tell you.
We have that ability.
The Horse Radio Network started about a year ago. It was just something I wanted to do for fun. We started this little show called the Stable Scoop Radio Show, which is now heard by over 10,000 people in 23 countries.
Wow.
Yeah, it's huge. The Stable Scoop Show is our flagship show. It's still the most popular show. I've done it since the beginning with my friend Helena from Boston, who you've heard on the show. And she has that voice.
Love her.
Oh, she's great. And she has that radio voice. She does.
Oh, yeah.
She does.
She just that we all want to have, It's like,
yes.
And the thing about Helena that's so cute is she doesn't know it. She's very humble. And she just doesn't know it, but she's very opinionated too, which actually helps the show along a little bit. I'm not.
She needs to join us. She needs to be like the fourth Flamiga, because that's pretty much we are the most opinionated people we know.
Well, she did say that she would love to come on your show sometime. We talked about that a little bit, and she was sorry that she actually wasn't going to be here this week, but she would be happy to join you anytime.
Sounds like
Perfect.
So you
We're
can
gonna take her up on that.
You can get a fox hunter on the show with you.
I love it.
And you know what? My mom will be listening.
Oh, really?
Because that's my mom's newest thing. She's like, I'm getting into fox hunting. I did it when I was in Tennessee when you were little. I'm like, oh, goody. That means you get to buy more clothes.
That's right. It's a whole new outfit. It's all new accessories.
Well, it's because of the cocktails. Come on. Anyone who's been to a fox hunt knows they have the best hunt dinners ever. They do.
Well, and it's really the only equestrian sport that they actually carry a flask. So
I know, and I should have become a fox hunter. Why didn't I marry a fox hunter?
Yeah,
Guys?
forget this gig. I'm becoming a fox hunter too.
Michael better look out.
what was that, Missy?
I said, Michael better look out. Danielle's going to leave him for a fox hunter.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, we were talking about Kentucky. It's pretty cool. Yesterday, the First Lady and the Governor were at this ceremony, and I've had the First Lady talk to her on the show, on the World Equestrian Games show that we do before, and she is an avid fox hunter. And our governor is a fox hunter, too. He goes out almost every weekend with the First Lady fox hunting. So I think it's kind of cool that we have a governor and First Lady that are into horses also.
Now, do they carry flasks with them?
You know what? I bet they do. I think it's almost required. Now,
They're in politics and fox hunting. You know they're carrying a flask.
now, I will say that my wife always put cranberry juice in hers. She's not such a big drinker, so she would carry cranberry juice in hers, and she loves fox hunting. It's one of the things she loves to do. She was an eventer for a lot of years, and HA Pony Clubber, an eventer, and she got out of eventing when she's broken every bone at least once, and she just decided that she didn't want it. She's getting too old to break things anymore, so she wants to try endurance. Have you? Any of you ever done endurance at all?
I've never done endurance, but we have a follower actually on Twitter, and it's Texas Distance Rider, and she's really into endurance, really serious about it. And what's so funny is she's going to actually take one of her endurance horses and try cutting with it, which I love. The joy of the internet is you meet people from all these different disciplines with horses or areas, and you kind of just bounce ideas off of each other.
Well, that'll be great. That'll be great for her. First thought that came to my mind is that's wonderful if you're out on a long-distance trail ride and you come across some loose cows.
There you go. I have a funny cow story for you guys. You'll find this funny. There's actually a rancher down the road from us who has all these brand new cows, and literally my husband slows down to 10 miles an hour, and he's like, they have so many cows. If I came at midnight and loaded a few of them into the trailer, they'd never notice. I'm like, why, you want fresh cows that bad? He goes, I need fresh cows. And they're right there. They're taunting me. I'm like, you can't steal people's cows, honey. He's like, I just want fresh cows.
Now, maybe you could just trade them.
Look. He gets this longing look.
You know what's going to happen?
Huh?
What's going to happen now is somebody is going to take those, and because you said that on air, who's going to be in trouble?
You're
liable.
Yeah,
it's going to be Michael.
Thanks. Oh, great. That's all we need.
That's all you need, yes.
Now, I have a question about that. Do the cows get lazy, or do they just get used to it, or do they get worse?
No, they get used up. And the thing with working cows is if the weather gets really hot, and this is the thing when we lived in Oklahoma and Texas, you had to work really early in the morning because once it gets hot, like all of us, do we want to do anything in the hot weather? No, we just want to lay around. So, but you can only use cows for so much. That's why we use buffalo calves a lot. You can get 3 buffalo calves and they'll last us a year.
Wow. And a cow only lasts half a year or something?
Oh, not even close.
I don't know.
Not even close. Missy has cows. She's like, maybe a week. Honestly, we would trade out cows probably every month and a half because they get used up. And it depends on the kind of cow.
And
I can say,
what exactly does she mean by used up?
That's what I'm kind of figuring out here.
They'll sit there and they'll be numb. They'll sit there and look at you like, what are you doing to me?
Oh, they're like children. I get it.
They're exactly like children. They're like big, stinky children.
Nice.
Children are, my child's screaming at me right now.
At least the cows can't talk back. I'll say that much.
Well, they moo at you. But, we'll get sometimes we'll get a load of cows, and they'll be like, they usually come from a feedlot situation because when they come to our barn, they get fed up a lot, and the more you work them, the fatter they get.
Is that right?
Because, they're utilizing their food.
Well,
Yeah, it's a long process. We could do a whole show on cows and cutting.
Well, and it sounds like he does that full time, doesn't he? Is that right?
He does it full time now. He was actually an apprentice down in Oklahoma and Texas for 2 years. We canceled our big wedding, and the money that was going to go to our wedding went to buy a horse trailer with living quarters so we could live in it.
Well, that's something at least you have more than one day.
Here's the thing. You get pictures from a wedding. You get a bunch of people getting drunk. With a trailer, you have people getting drunk every day if you have beer in your refrigerator. It's a gift that keeps on giving. And
you're so economical.
You know what? Horse people, it's amazing what horse people will do to feed their habit. And they're actually, those addiction shows you see on cable? You should have one just for horse people because the things they will do just so we can keep up our hobby are insane.
Well, I actually
my wedding dress.
I count on that because I figure that's why I have so many listeners.
Exactly.
Well, we have so many readers of ours and listeners of ours too, is because we all kind of understand that it's not just like a pet; it's a way of life. It affects every aspect. You can't go on vacation without a horse sitter. You know, it affects every aspect, which is a good thing. I love it. I would never trade it for anything.
Well, now we went to, for the first time last year. My wife and I went over to Quarter Horse Congress in Ohio. And it was our first time. I have never seen so many $1 million rigs in my entire life all lined up there.
You need to go to the cutting horse shows. You need to go to NCHA because you have like the corporate people, the people who own Walmart are cutters.
Oh, really?
Julie Wrigley of Wrigley Gum is a cutter. I mean, it's so many like massive rigs, and then there's the rest of us who are like, looking at the axles of our trailer going, you know what? If you drive really slow, it will make it down to Fort Worth.
And they're probably not. They're probably not drinking Bud Light either.
Believe it or not, we have more blackmail on people who probably not want me to ever say, because I know I get warnings when they find out it's in a radio show. They're like, Danielle, you need to keep your mouth shut about certain instances. I'm like, oh, but I can talk about so-and-so and so-and-so. And you're like, yeah. You remember we see you several times a year. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to shut up now. Quiet.
So tell me a little bit more about the fashion side of things. What, Katie, what's that all about? This is coming from a guy who has no fashion. So that's why I'm asking.
Well, my own personal perspective is that I am hell-bent on proving to people that just because I popped out 7 little demon spawn, I do not have to wear muumuus every day in house robe and slippers. So I actually got a gig with Glamour Magazine this year where I represent them. So it kind of forces me into keeping up on the latest trends and making myself look presentable when I go out. And so it really does help me to be involved with Danielle and with Missy on this endeavor because it teaches me as much about Western fashion as it does just keeping that part of myself a priority in staying groomed and using soap more than once a week. So yeah, that's what I think about. And I love mixing the mainstream with what I learn about Western fashion. I'm starting to acquire boots in my closet now, which I never had before. And now when I go places, I'm going to Chicago next weekend for Blog Her for a big conference of women. And now I'm going through my closet. Instead of just yanking stuff out, I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate the mainstream with the Western. And it is so much fun. I've never had more fun in my closet.
The kids don't have any clothes because mom's got them all now.
That's right. Hand-me-downs for the children, as long as I'm in top fashion.
I guess we won't be nominating you for TLC's What Not to Wear anymore, right?
No, well, hopefully not. They'll be at the conference, so I'm kind of hoping to make a good impression on them. Yeah.
My wife and I love that show. We love that show.
Do you realize how much trouble Katie would be in if she was on that episode? It would be a board meeting so quickly. I'd be like, Katie, hello, have you read our site?
Katie, you mentioned blogging. What's your blog?
I have, too many to count. I'm obsessed with blogging. I started in 2004. My main blog I don't do anymore now that I'm so heavily involved with Western glamour media is Bloom the Insane. And I still have it up. I don't keep it updated anymore because I've become this fashion obsessed slave for Danielle.
Thanks.
And I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, we'll be back very shortly to hear me embarrass myself some more talking about fashion, which is certainly something that everybody that knows me would say I know nothing about. As a small farm and business owner, signs are the most affordable means of advertising for your business, and most businesses, new or not, don't have a dollar to waste. The Small Business Administration says signs are the most effective yet least expensive form of advertising for the small business. What's more, signs are always on the job for you, advertising 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Enhance your farm entrance with an affordable, professionally designed farm sign from EasySignsOnline.com. From elaborate carved signs to simple entrance signs, vinyl banners, pet memorial markers, stall name plates, the folks at Easy Signs Online easysigns.com have what you need in durable outdoor signs. Visit easysignsonline.com today and take advantage of their current sale of 10 to 15% off and free shipping. Remember, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. And now back with the girls. So, Missy, you're into jewelry and stuff, so has fashion now become a big part of your life?
It has. I think whenever we're all stay-at-home moms, and I think you get in a rut of not seeing the outside world, so you stay in your shorts and T-shirts or wind pants and T-shirts. And I started designing jewelry a couple years ago, and that led to all the other fashion aspects. And we actually make an effort every morning to get up, take a nice shower, fix our hair, put our clothes together. And I think it just makes us feel better about ourselves and even makes us better mothers to our children.
I completely agree. I completely agree. And I think the one, as you can hear a temper fit in my background, I think that's the one thing that made, bringing Katie and Missy on as a business partner, they were both moms, so they understood that, it's tough. Like, for me, it's like we have horses and barn drama and a kid drama and business drama, and we all kind of help each other out with that.
Absolutely.
If the day's rough, if someone's having a bad day, the other two pick up the slack.
Yes.
You really have.
And we each have a gift, I think, truly. Like with the three of us coming together, we really supplement what each other brings to the group. Like Missy is a true artisan. Like she does amazing things with her hands. She makes gorgeous jewelry. Danielle has this eye for fashion like I've never seen. I mean, it's just completely amazing that she can just throw things together without, it's like breathing to her. And with me, I'm more able to manipulate words and come up with things and articles and I guess I'm good at convincing people to work with us. So I think we each bring something unique, and it helps to fuel our success.
So really, it's like a cowgirl support group.
It really
Kind of,
is.
yeah. I would
way
say
to
it's like
describe it.
rehab, but none of us have the intention of rehabilitating.
Okay, so the 12-step program goes the other way. It's
That's right. We're the anti-rehab.
There's a 12-step program. It's by the shoes, by the boots, by the jeans, by the belt, by the buckle. I don't know if I can hit 12 here.
Oh, we can. We'll
I
help you
bet
out.
you can. I was running out.
You have the hat and the necklace and
Did you guys see my
That's
picture
right.
there on Skype? I got my cowboy hat on that picture.
you see that.
I saw that.
And
Looking
look how
dapper.
handsome you look. You look great.
I'll tell you what, I have my Wrangler cowboy hat there, which I wear on occasion. It shocks everybody, but I do wear it on occasion.
You know what's funny is if I go to my mom's barn where she boards, there's like, and I mean, they're all dressage riders, but they have like the tall buckaroo cowboy boots on with their breeches. Like I had to get my mother a pair because she's like, they look so cute with my breeches for after showing. I'm like, oh, I'm glad it's just a fashion statement for you, Mom. And she's like, you write a site called Hope Cowgirl. It's a fashion
Yeah, you
statement.
are your mother's daughter.
Well, yeah. And, for us, we each have like 3 different levels of involvement with it, because Katie's very new to the whole Western lifestyle and the whole horse thing, but she has this ability to put it probably in terms that like Missy and I would be better for. Like,
Right.
For like the people who are new to it. And it's really great because, sometimes we forget that not everybody wants to hear about suspensory injuries or stifles. She's like, what's a stifle?
Huh?
Yeah. So, it kind of it's really well spread out. So anybody can listen to our show and kind of understand what we're talking about.
Right.
Or read
Right.
our sites and understand it.
Well, I think too, you're actually converting the English world because I go to more and more of these shows. We're at shows every weekend at the Kentucky Horse Park, whether it's a hunter show or dressage or eventing or whatever. And more you see the Western wear coming into the English side. And not necessarily
Exactly.
when they're showing, but when they're not showing, you'll see the belts show up and the buckles show up, and the jeans and, the boots. You're starting to see it all sort of fade over to the English side rather than going the other way.
Well, and I think it's all fun. It's all having fun. You know, we all live, no matter the discipline, we all live a similar lifestyle. You know, I think all of us have had vaccinations in our refrigerator at one time or another.
Several of us have given our husbands vaccinations from those refrigerators from time to time.
Hey, you know what? I've actually given somebody an injection of Adequan into their shoulder show. So.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to admit that.
The FDA is going to be calling shortly.
Yeah, that's okay.
No,
We have lots of people after us, I'm sure.
You know what? They can get in line with everybody else who calls me.
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys do sound like you have a synergy. We're a little bit different in that I do a number of different shows, so I work with different co-hosts on each show. Yet they all know each other and chat occasionally too. So it's kind of unique for me because I get to work with different people all the time, and of course we're always interviewing the top level people in the horse world. So it's kind of neat. I tell everybody I have the best job in the world, just like you guys. I get to talk and interview the top people in the horse world.
Yes.
How cool is that? It's one of the coolest things you can do.
They're like our celebs. They're our celebrities.
I was going to say that we're having Buck Davidson on next week. On the eventing radio show, and
Very cool.
Bruce is like the god of eventing in the United States. My wife looked up to Bruce when she was an eventer 20 years ago. He was the god of eventing, and he's back there at age 60. What is it? 58 or 65? I forget. But he's out there eventing. He just came in second in an event last weekend. So,
wow.
or second or third, and he was right behind his son Buck. So they're sort of back to ruling the world again in United States eventing. But it's just the coolest thing ever. And I'm like you guys. I find, and my wife tells me this all the time, I like horses. By the way, that horse you saw in the picture is a Percheron. I love Percherons.
Yeah, my mom is eyeing a Percheron thoroughbred cross right now, and we're going to go look at it on Saturday with her.
Well, you have to look in the ear and make sure they got the brains of the Percheron,
exactly,
and the body of the thoroughbred, and then you're fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't. I've had off-the-track thoroughbreds. You really want that Percheron brain.
Well,
you definitely do.
Well, it's funny because my wife loves thoroughbreds, and being an eventer, she's always had thoroughbreds, and I'm a ponies and draft horse guy. I love little ponies. I love driving ponies, and I just love draft horses, especially black Percherons. That's my thing. So that's what you see in the picture there. That's actually Charlie. He's a 25-year-old Percheron from the Kentucky Horse Park. He lives there, and he's retired there.
I want to listen to Charlie.
He's sort of my adopted horse over there at the Kentucky Horse Park. I love Charlie. He's a good one.
That's awesome.
Yes.
You know what? I think I'm sure both Katie and Missy will agree. You get a different type of person who's involved with this lifestyle. It really is a unique group of people. And it's kind of comforting for me. I feel very at home with what we do, and it's fun. And if you aren't doing something fun every day for your job, what's the point? That's kind of my feeling, at least.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. And Katie, I wanted to say too, I think that they're starting. You know how the English and Western's always been completely separated. It's been two different worlds of horse people, and I think now, thanks to reining becoming so popular and cutting and events like that are starting to really come over to the English side, and I think now there's more of a respect both directions. I think there's starting to be more of a crossover. Like next week at the Kentucky Horse Park is the test event for reining for the World Equestrian Games, and there'll be more people there watching that than there will be the English test events.
Oh, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, no, you know how, if you go to a cutting horse event, you know how many converted, hunter jumpers and dressage riders there are? It's insane.
Really?
My first cutting horse show I went to, I met 5. And suddenly I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not the person who left the girl. I felt like the girl who left the cult. That's what I felt like. Because my mom's like, Michael's a what? I'm like, he's a cutter. You would have thought I said he was something really horrendous. Like, you know what? We drink this flavored punch, and it makes us have this total different view on life. And
He's from the Church of Satan.
Well, and what's so funny is now my mom's like, hey, Michael, if her, like, thoroughbred's acting up, she's like, hey, Michael, will you get on? And my husband has this innate ability, and I hate him for it. He can get my mom's horse to do a passage and a pee off, and he doesn't even know what he's doing. How sad is that? He's like, did I do something cool? And we're like, shut up. And we walk away out of the arena. We're like, we don't even want to talk to you right now. You're so not cool anymore at all.
You could convert Michael to dressage.
We've tried. We were like, you know what? You're cute. You would be a killer. We would have more, like, women who want to train with you. He's like, I'm not riding dressage. So now the joke is, he's like, remember back in 1989 when I did this dressage show on my Wranglers? I'm like, you never did that. Shut up. You're like 10. What are you talking about? You're like 11 years old. You didn't know to do that.
Now, Missy, we never did ask. You're in Oklahoma, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So you're there in Oklahoma. Did you grow up in Oklahoma?
I actually was born in Missouri, and whenever my mom remarried, we moved to Oklahoma, and I was about an 8th grader. So they met. My dad is a cattle buyer.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
my mom used to work at the sale barn, and he whisked her away to Oklahoma, and that's what brought me here.
Well, you truly are a cowgirl.
She is.
By the purest sense of the word.
I like to think of Missy as the little less talk and a lot more action girl, because she doesn't talk as much as Danielle and I, but she is the muscle of the group. She gets out there she just, oh my gosh. Yeah, she pounds out work like nobody I've ever seen. And don't even try to mess with one of us, because you'll have to go through Missy, and that's not going to end well for you.
Wasn't Carrie Underwood, wasn't she from Oklahoma?
Yeah, but
yes,
she's
she
a
is.
vegetarian.
I know.
She's a vegetarian.
Oh, yeah. Those
Cowgirl
vegetarians.
and vegetarian can go hand in hand.
She's gone Hollywood. That was the problem.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
Oh, do you mean I have to take down my great big poster of her above my desk here?
No, just rub a piece of hamburger on it now and then.
And we're going to put her right in line with the FDA. He's going to be calling me. Thank you, guys.
No problem.
We are so not going to be invited to the CMAs next year.
Well, I'm expecting more letters from PETA now.
Oh, yeah. We are on their bad list.
I think we all are. I think that is true. We definitely all are.
Hey, you know what? You can't please everyone.
Well, guys, let's all give out some website addresses here so people can visit. Katie, where can they find what you do?
Oh, all over the dang place. You know what? For now, I'm just going to be working with the girls on Western Glamour Media and our homepage. Through that, you can access all 3 sites. If you go to westernglamourmedia.com, from there you can access Hope Cowgirl, Cowgirl Life Radio, and Cowgirl TV. So I'm more focused on planning our party at NFR in December. So that's where all of my energy is going to right now.
Yeah.
And are you
coming to NFR? Are you coming to
he doesn't have a choice.
Radio?
What's that?
Are you coming to the National Finals Radio?
I wasn't planning on it, but maybe now I am.
We'd love
we
it.
have one heck of a party plan.
Well, that does
We
sound
could
like
even do a
fun.
joint show from there. That would be so fun.
Yeah,
We're
that
gonna
would be fun.
helping with the,
perfect.
what are we covering? The National Miss Rodeo America pageant?
We're actually covering the Miss Rodeo America pageant, and then we are sponsoring, along with CactusCreekDaily.com, the Western Icon Ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, just the rodeo pageant sounds good to me. That makes me want to come.
You're in so much trouble with your wife
I know.
today.
Fortunately, she never listens to the show, so I'm all right. Well, you know, the other thing too is, are any of you going to the podcasting conference in Las Vegas this year?
When is
it?
That's actually in, I'm trying to think here. It's in October, I believe. It's a National Podcasting and Blogging Expo.
Now that we know about it, we'll be there.
We're trying to get all the horse podcasters and bloggers together and have a evening together out there at the expo. So I will definitely be there, but we'll have to. Now, I wanted to ask before we get off of Missy there, what about your jewelry site? What's that address? Ooh.
Oh, it's Missy. Oh, she's breaking up.
Yeah, Missy's breaking up on us. Okay, go ahead, Danielle.
It's silversteerboutique.com, and she is unbelievable. Her jewelry is fabulous. It's pretty much the only jewelry I wear now. That's like my husband refuses to buy pretty much. My advertisers are going to hate us now, Katie, because I'm saying that.
I know, but she is gifted. It's hard to deny that.
She's very, very gifted. It's Silver Steer Boutique. She's starting to carry more apparel, and she is the only one who carries the Hope Cowgirl line of T-shirts, which will be up soon, and jewelry.
Wow, so that's great. You're doing your own line of stuff.
Oh, yeah, we are entrepreneurs.
But we don't have enough to do, so we just add more on a daily basis.
Well, that's great. That's super. And Katie, do you have a blog now currently? We started talking about that, but never finished, I don't think.
Yeah, I do. I just keep my blog up there. It's my account of the last 10 years of motherhood. And that is wombattheinsane.com. And I just
Insane?
Yeah, Wombat the Insane. Yeah, and I just kind of
insane.
Not wombat. It looks like it says wombat. It's not. It's womb. And yeah, I just basically talk about the good and the bad and the ugly of parenting. Unfortunately, there's a lot more ugly on there, but it's just my.
Well, bless you for 7 kids, and that takes a certain amount of insane to begin with. So, are we done now, or are we having more?
Oh, we are done.
Okay,
we are done.
Just checking.
I think
I have a world to conquer.
I think we actually lost Missy here, so I apologize for that, but she seems to have faded out, and I don't know why, but I think that, it could be that Carrie Underwood heard her talking about that, and she's now no longer with us. I don't know.
She's a powerful woman, that Carrie Underwood. She could have done something.
You know what? I think Missy's done having kids, too. I think I'm the only one of us who's open to creating another person.
But you only have one at this point, though, right?
I only have, yeah.
Well, you have 6 to go.
There you go.
No.
No, our babies are our websites right now. Like, we all consider these websites our children. We have to give our full undivided attention to them, and then once in a while throw our own kids a scrap.
I know that feeling. I do know that feeling.
You tell your toddler to email you. You're like, hit me on Twitter. If you want
my kids know how to get a hold of me. Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
send me a DM.
I will put all of the links to everything that we've talked about here today in our show notes at stablescoop.com. So I'll put them all in there. And, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. It would be a lot of fun coming out and checking out the rodeo with you. Although I probably wouldn't be a good idea for me to be on the air at that particular time recording, because that would get me in trouble.
Well, it could be probably because the fact is our first concern with planning this party is like, ooh, what cocktails are we going to serve?
Yeah, well, I'm with you there.
And what are we going to wear? We're like, what are we going to wear?
Oh, yeah.
What cocktails are we going to serve? And they're like, well, where are you going to have it? Well, we'll figure that out.
Well, no, I would have to consult with you first, Danielle, on what to wear, because that's totally out of my league there.
Yeah, she's going to be dressing me.
I'm dressing Katie. Missy's, I think Missy's pretty on it lately, isn't she, Katie?
Yes.
She's like,
yes.
Missy's got an eye. So Katie doesn't give herself enough credit. She actually dresses much cuter than she gives herself credit for. So
thanks.
We got you, Glenn. We got you.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're covering my back on that. If you're going to make me come out to this thing, I got to look good, right?
Well,
that's right.
We're making you come and party with us at this fabulous.
Yes.
It's not like and it's funny is we're not having it at like an AM PM. We're actually going to go to a nice venue.
Well, I'll tell you, I just want to tell my wife now they're forcing me to do this. I have no choice.
Bring her. She will have fun.
She probably would. I mean, she would have a good time. We enjoy traveling and doing lots of stuff together. So now it's so
Perfect.
funny because, Katie, I'm looking at your picture here on Skype, and I see you drinking out of a mug, and I'm not sure what's in that mug. So.
That's actually a wine glass.
Oh, is it?
Or maybe it is a mug. I don't know. The kids have broken all my wine glasses. So, yeah.
Well,
honestly, we are fans of the cocktail. The three of us always joke. We're like, everyone's like, oh my God, you guys talk about wine and cocktails too much. We're like, between all of us, we have 10 kids.
I don't know if
That's a lot
that's
of kids.
cowgirl-like, though, to talk about wine.
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, yeah.
We are
it
not
is.
your
You guys
average
are-
cowgirl. Oh, the natives are getting restless.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, guys, we're going to have to end it here. It's been great. We'll be back next week on the Stable Scoop Radio Show, and we have a couple of great guests coming up on our show here coming up. Speak of dressage, I wanted to mention this. I'm looking at the schedule here to see when it's going to be. In 2 weeks, we have Jane Savoy going to be on with us.
She's awesome.
Yeah. So, and then next week, you'll love this. We have. Have you ever watched the PBS show called Equitrekking?
Yes.
Well, the host of Equitrekking is coming on with us as well. So
Fabulous.
she'll be on next week. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. And we're looking forward to that. So that's what we have going on at Stable Scoop. And we have a ton of other shows we didn't even talk about. We have the eventing radio show, the dressage radio show, and we also do the World Equestrian Games radio show. So we have a bunch of shows that we do. And I started a new one too, guys, that your listeners, I think, would really like. It's called Horse Tip Daily. And
I
it's,
know you and I talked about that.
well, I never thought about having somebody come on and give fashion tips as part of that show.
I think you should have her
I
come
think
on.
we're going to have to talk about that for sure. And I'm amazed that show, Horse Tip Daily, just started 8 days ago, I think it is. It just has taken off. It's been the fastest growing show that we have done. And it's a little 5-10 minute show where we get different experts on every day giving horse tips, and they can be about anything. So it's English, Western, doesn't matter. You have a horse, it's going to help you. And that show's just taken off. We're thrilled with it. So people can check that out at Horse Tip Daily, and they can see the show notes and hear this show on our side at stablescoop.com and at your side at cowgirlliferadio.com.
Exactly.
That's right.
Well, thank you very much, guys. This has been a lot of fun.
It has
Thank
been
you,
fun.
Glenn.
And
Thank you for having us.
Well, until next week, we'll be back with the Stable Scoop Radio Show with Helena, and you guys will be back when your next show will be
Tomorrow.
okay. So that'll be Friday.
Yeah.
That's right,
we
Friday
have
at 11
a
a.m.
rodeo. We have True Cowboy Radio Agency on with us, so it's going to be really fun.
You have to what?
We have True Cowboy Rodeo Agency. They are rodeo agents, and it's a company was started by two women, so it's going to be really fun.
Oh, great. Well, that's fantastic, and that's at 11 o'clock at Blog Talk Radio.
Yes.
Great. Well,
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.